Anything from DC?
Surprised, no. Thrown off a little bit, but I mean, shit, that's on him. I don't know. Like,
Lamont, I don't know the exact details or stuff that we've heard, but I think he's gonna have Calvin in his corner this time. I think he will have Kenny, but he's not gonna have Calvin. I think that's probably gonna be like an advantage for you since he's gonna have somebody new in his corner, if I'm not mistaken.
more than likely, I think that's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Be with your trainer, your lifetime, your career.
Just when you thought things had cooled off between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, think again. During their live press conference for the upcoming rematch, the tension exploded. Gervonta's trainer, Calvin Ford, stunned everyone by stepping up and calling out Roach right there in front of the cameras. No filters, no delays, just pure, unfiltered drama unfolding live.
Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up to actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach always he come to fight, and I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about why Roach, because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Picture this, the cameras are rolling, the crowd's on edge, and out of nowhere, Calvin Ford, Gervonta Tank Davis's longtime trainer, steps up and drops a bombshell. The room goes silent. Lamont Roach Sr., Roach's dad and coach, clearly didn't see it coming. His face said it all. We've been hearing about the bad blood between these two camps for weeks, but this took it to another level. No rumors, no leaks, just raw, real drama happening live. Let's break it down.
The thing I'm getting out of this, you know, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy. Because Roach put in a lot of work, and he's a tank, you know. What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do, you know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push Tank. So I can see different levels of it.
Before we get into the chaos, let's rewind for a second and set the stage. Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are in the middle of one of boxing's most heated rivalries. Their first clash back in March was a war, ending in a majority draw that left fans and boxing analysts buzzing all over social media. The tension's been building ever since. Remember round 9? That moment when Tank suddenly took a knee, saying his eye was acting up? Yeah, that's when the whole hair grease controversy kicked off and had everyone talking. It lit up social media and only added fuel to the fire.
I don't want to say that's the blueprint. I just think that, you know, that my plan unfolded the right way.
The outcome shook up the entire boxing world. Fans were divided. Some swore Roach should have gotten the win, while others believed Tank was robbed by the judges. It sparked non-stop debate and only made the rematch more personal.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can, like, get disqualified for all that. Or, like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
But here's the real twist. Ever since that night, the tension hasn't just been between the fighters. Behind the scenes, things have been heating up between Tank and his own trainer, Calvin Ford. Word is, they've been bumping heads over strategy, mindset, and even Tank's focus heading into the rematch.
Cards, judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinsky scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both score them out 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Roach and his father haven't stayed quiet either. They've been firing shots on social media and pushing non-stop for a rematch. Well, it's official now. June 21st, Las Vegas. The pressure couldn't be higher. The title, the pride, and the bragging rights, all on the line. And after the chaos at the live press conference, one thing's crystal clear. This fight isn't just about boxing anymore. It's about mind games, loyalty, and respect. This rivalry just got personal.
Fight. People want to make
Man, Vegas is gonna be on fire.
You know when you make a mistake. What happens when you make a mistake? You know, the guys see when you make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like again, both of them undefeated. Both of them got that so-called power. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know what Young is gonna bring right there. The thing is, it's manifesting in
Very, very exciting.
That's all. To me, working good, trying to make his body good, because that's what they say. We want to endure all the punishment. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing, I'm trying to put on a show for the others to come. You know what I'm saying? It's just the door open for these type of fights. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the vision of where we're trying to go at this. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta always said, man, coach, time is now. You know, we ain't second guessing ourselves because we hosting. We're going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? The only way
Okay, here's the moment that set the internet on fire. Calvin Ford grabbed the mic, and instead of the usual pre-fight hype, he went straight at Lamont Roach Sr. no sugarcoating. He called him out, saying, "You keep talking about your son being ready to beat Tank, but all I hear is talk. No fire. You've lost sight of the basics, the grind, the discipline, the real fight game." It was raw, direct, and hit hard.
I thought it was bullshit. A knee, you could take a knee. I don't care if it was greasing your eyes, a knockdown. There's no excuse for that. I would like for the New York Commission to overturn that for the sport of boxing, so shit like that can't happen, especially on the A side. Everything that happens and people get away with it is always when it's the A side. Right. You go back to all the history of boxing. So this could have been a chance for them to make boxing, people respect it a little bit more if they would have overturned that point and gave the round to Lamont, which would have gave us the victory. But I thought we won to fight without that. But either way, take a knee, that's a knockdown. You can go back. Everybody been watching boxing 20, 30 years. Anybody took a knee, that's a knockdown. And this was for a punch, too. That made it even worse.
The crowd was electric. Roach Sr. tried to keep his cool, but the tension was written all over his face, and Calvin Ford wasn't letting up. He doubled down, saying if Lamont wants that belt, he's got to earn it, not with hype or social media noise. Calvin made it clear, Tank's coming to show what real pressure feels like. Then it all went off the rails. Calvin didn't just talk. He challenged Roach Sr. right then and there to step into the ring himself and show some respect for everything Tank's been through. "Talk is cheap," he said. "Let's see if you can back it up in Vegas, not from the sidelines." The room exploded. Fans in the building, and watching around the world, were stunned. This wasn't a press conference anymore. It was full-on boxing drama. Old school grit, behind-the-scenes tension, and today's social media firestorm all collided live. Some people there said the energy was unreal, comparing it to those legendary heavyweight pressers from the 90s.
So you think he need to turn his phone off, man? Come off social as he trains for December.
Man, it's tough, but we try to ignore the noise. He do for the most part. He handling it very well, but we locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamont just classy guy, man. But he hit rattlesnake too, man. People don't know he mean, man. So you come at him, he gonna bark back sometimes, and people don't be ready for when he come back.
We seeing it. So if it's a rematch in that, man, we gotta have it. We gotta have it here, man.
Oh yeah.
Northwest Stadium. We gotta do something big, man.
Yeah, hopefully, part 2, we gotta get past part 1, but I would have loved for the fight to be here at home in the city for the fans. It would have brought a lot to this area. So, but either way, we're gonna have.
Here's where it really gets interesting, fight fans. This isn't just about the usual back and forth anymore. Calvin Ford's got a deeper issue, and it's turned into a full-blown trainer showdown that no one expected to go public. In boxing, that's a big deal. The bond between a fighter and their trainer is everything, built on trust, loyalty, and legacy. Think Tyson and Cus D'Amato, or Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. Those kinds of partnerships create legends. And Calvin, he's been with Tank since day one. He helped shape every part of Tank's game, from his slick shoulder roll and lightning mitt work to that killer mentality in the ring. This goes way beyond boxing. It's personal now.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? Y'all don't know. Calvin's pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit. Loyalty over everything. Yes, bro.
So for Calvin to step up and go off like that in front of Roach Sr., it says a lot. Something bigger is going on behind the scenes. Rumors have been swirling that Calvin's been frustrated with Tank's mindset ever since the draw. Some insiders say Tank hasn't been fully locked in, and there's even quiet talk that Calvin might be thinking about going a different direction. All of this just adds more heat to the fire between both camps. It's clear now, this fight isn't just about settling a score in the ring. It's about trust, focus, and everything on the line outside of it.
Do it. Them guys don't understand. They do that on the club level fight. Opponents say, y'all don't want to get knocked out by this guy, so I'm coming heavy. They're going to need to fight because they got to take the fight because they got to get the numbers. That's what they do on the lower end. But now they splitting the strip and doing it on the high end. You know what I'm saying? So that practice, you will start seeing that a lot now. But how we doing it now?
You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get a eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow out, and he did get it. That's just...
If Calvin's trying to shake up Roach's camp with mind games, it's a bold strategy, but it comes with a risk. Moves like that could strain his own relationship with Tank. And that's a big gamble. In a high-stakes fight, if a camp isn't fully locked in and united, it can mess with everything. In boxing, that kind of tension isn't just drama, it's a real weakness. And for Roach's camp, hearing Calvin go off like that live on stage is only going to light a bigger fire. They'll take those words as fuel, using it to push Roach even harder and walk into that fight more motivated, more focused, and hungrier than ever.
No, he's ready to lie. Oh, that's the same. That means you gotta go get it. I mean, you gotta box. You think what that is? Bang, yeah. Wow. You better stop. The next. Box. That's how it is. Good. You got right.
This isn't just hype, it's a mental chess match that could change everything in the rematch. And here's what most people forget. Calvin Ford isn't just in Tank's corner as a coach. He's been like family since day one. Their connection isn't the kind that cracks under pressure or fades after one bad camp. It's built on real history and loyalty.
To make him open up here, to make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep probing. When I say penitentiary, put that knife in him. Put him in him. Okay? All right, put him together. Yeah, go to the body. Go. Take the wild shot.
Calvin discovered Tank when he was just a gritty kid from Baltimore with a heavy left hand and no clear direction. He didn't just train him, he helped shape his entire path, taking him from the streets to the world stage. Calvin's been there every step of the way, not just as a coach, but as a mentor, guiding Tank through life, inside and outside the ring.
My journey's crazy.
That's why I said this. You can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone, and all the stuff that I went through, preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, man, Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do to take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
And yeah, there's been drama. We've all seen the rumors, talk that Tank and Calvin might be drifting apart, or that Calvin could step away. But here's the truth. He's still right there in Tank's corner, wrapping the gloves, giving the orders, keeping Tank locked in and focused, no matter how loud the noise gets.
One hand, he came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurting. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props. Man, he come in day in and day out. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him. And we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get the job done. That's the blue-collar way.
Even when things got messy between Tank and Floyd Mayweather, when the tweets started flying and Tank hinted he might walk away from his own promoter, Calvin never flinched. He didn't pick sides or feed the drama. He stayed loyal to Tank, not the spotlight, not the headlines, just the fighter he helped build from the ground up.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we saying what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's going to reveal itself. You know, but again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
When Calvin grabbed the mic at that press conference, it wasn't just about defending his fighter, it was personal. He wasn't speaking as a coach. He was standing up for someone he sees as family. That's what made it hit so hard. This wasn't planned, it wasn't for show, it came straight from the heart. And when Calvin talks like that, people listen. The whole room went quiet, and Roach definitely felt it.
Frank was on stage, he said, I'm going to beat Tank's ass. What's your response to that?
Nah, a lot of them said that. A lot of them said that, and I want him to have that attitude because, again, I know what's under the hood with him. He's Floyd built tough.
So here's what it all means looking ahead. June 21st isn't just about two fighters anymore. This is about entire camps, pride, and a mental war that's already begun. If Calvin Ford and Tank aren't completely in sync, this tension could backfire. Because when your trainer is out front calling people out, but your own camp feels shaky, that's a real problem. Meanwhile, Roach's side is locked in. They're using this moment to fuel their grind, and after hearing Calvin go off live, they've got even more to prove. Right now, they've got the mental edge. Expect this rematch press tour to heat up fast. Both camps are coming in with something to prove, and honestly, the tension could explode in Vegas, maybe even inside the ring. This one's powered by pride, respect, and maybe even revenge, and that's the kind of energy that makes a fight unforgettable. So what do you think? Was Calvin playing mind games like a pro, or did he just expose some cracks in Team Tank? Drop your take in the comments. Are you Team Tank, Team Roach, or just here for the fireworks? Smash that like button if you're hyped for June 21st, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of the build-up. Catch you in the next one.